Halloween Ponderings. Spookfest should be proud to carry on a prehistoric tradition when cavemen and cavewomen sat around an open fire. And they ranted and they raved and they howled at the moon for edification, entertainment, and education. And so let that continue. Capes, they can harbor good or they can harbor evil. Superman, Dracula, Harry Potter. I don't know why little kids love capes, but we do. You know what the economists said when they learned that $2.3 billion would be spent on Halloween candy? Sweet. So let's get on with it. I like to dream of Halloween, some tricks, but mainly treats, because I have a tooth that is awfully fond of sweets. I'm hoping for an avalanche of every kind of goodie when I go out and drag with my wheelbarrow and my hoodie. I pray each house is so well stocked from every candy store that I'll have my pick of sweetness when I knock upon their door. Kit Kat and Twizzlers, Dove Bars and Baby Ruth, they are all my favorites if I have to tell the truth. Snicker, Twix and Mars Bar and Don't Miss Sugar Daddy. I'll have another Heath Bar and a pepperminted patty. Jawbreakers, Nerds, Payday, and please, some taffy. Candy corn and Tootsie Rolls, I'll eat until I'm daffy. Musketeers, Mounds and Mars, I'll find in my night's hike. I have not met a single morsel that I did not like. Jelly Belly, Jolly Rancher, Pez, and then Starburst. I get an early start, so I always get there first. Good and Plenty Mentos, Toblerone, and Nestle's Crunch. Twix and Reese's Pieces, you know I love those a bunch. Hershey, Score, and Butterfinger, let's start out with them. Then Almond Joy and Gummy Bears and tons of M&M. Hot Tamales, Skittles, Bazooka, and those dots. I'll have to pick up speed to cover all these blocks. Pixie Sticks, Raisinets, Valo Milk, and Milky Way. Hand it right on over. I don't have time to stay. Lifesavers, Lollipops, Tarts, and Boston Beans. Don't be too stingy, or you know what that means. Fifth Avenue Godiva, Zero and Milk Duds. The night is going great, so say my tasting buds. Sour Mash Whoppers, Fireballs, and Sour Patch. I'm rolling in the zone, you know, I really have no match. I'm weighted down by tons, but all is fine and dandy. I'm hoping maybe next year they'll invent some brand new candy. My plan worked to perfection. It was followed to the T. My teacher says this load might not help my ADD. But I'm standing on tradition, the likes you've never seen. Send blessings to the sugar cane on every Halloween. This is a little darker. And it does give a little nod to the great American pastime, because I think there's a baseball game going on right now. Halloween is fast approaching, and there are characters dressed in black from the beaches of LA all the way to Hackensack. There is one that's quite essential, and I'm here to make my pitch. She's the queen of late October. She's the one they call the witch. Her hair is black and stringy, with some highlights that are gray. It is tangled, it is mangled. Takes a hat to make it stay. Her ears are quite like Spot, sharp and pointed at the tips. She has the kiss of death set on her cold, dark lips. Her eyes are dark and beady. They look glassy like a fake. Her pupils are not round, but are ellipsed like a snake. Her nose is full of warts and bumps and the occasional sore. Her profile more than Roman and would not suit Rushmore. Her teeth are sharp and craggy. There are gaps and there are spaces. They have never met a dentist or seen floss, a brush, or braces. Her tongue is pointed, green, and split. It would ruin any smile. It might get by in Pickle Land or on the Emerald Isle. Her sharp, shrill voice unnerving as it strikes an evil chord, the sound as displeasing as a fingernail scrapes a board. Her complexion, no, not healthy, not close to normal pinkish red. It's a slimy, moldy, palish color, less alive than dead. Her chin, a jutting, strutting mass of bone and skin and muscle. It'd be an easy target in a fight or mighty tussle. She has a kind of swaggle with her pelvis and her hip, and on each scrawny shoulder she has a good-sized chip. No one looks inside her bloomers, no one even dare. It would take a brave spelunker to seek adventure there. Her arse is hard and callous like some tanned old buffalo hide, because she chose a wooden broom on her slivered butt to ride. And perched on her broom handle rides Midnight, her cat, just behind the skid mark like the pine tar on a bat. The feet are not so pretty. There's bunions, claws, and hammer toes, not so good for walking, and so she flies where'er she goes. Her hands are bent and gnarly, but hold a deadly grip. There is evil magic in them, yes, in each and every tip. Her attire, not a fashion horse, and mostly garbed in black. She'd do just as well as Granny in a worn-out gunny sack. I would not even venture to note her personality. Suffice to say, she won't win congeniality. And yet, I'd love to take a joyride and on her broom take a hitch, for it would not be Halloween without our beloved witch.
You may be leaving for now, but the nightmares will return.